case, say no. The eyes have it.
Globally, democratic sovereign states have continued to take advantage of well-established systems to effectively deliver the desires of the people. These established structures provide optimal support to citizens, helping them live a safe and productive life in line with their aspirations and opportunities. Democratic system of government is believed to have the tendency to strengthen decision-making as it encourages participatory governance that enables citizens to directly or indirectly have a voice in the decision-making process. Under a democratic setting, the principles of justice, equity, fair play, and the rule of law reign supreme, as members of the civil society are allowed to play pivotal roles and act as pressure groups to policy makers.
Civil society, the voice of the voiceless. It's the role of civil society to look at the governance process, not only governance, but general societal development. For us to have sustainable development, civil society, government, and the private sector must come to partnership.
The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary have remained the pivot on which the wheel of democratic governance stand. These three arms of government must work together with a clear and a distinct division of their functions for effective governance and the sustenance of the rule of law.
The democratic government has what it takes: the separation of powers. Every arm of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, to exercise their powers. But in doing that, there must be that point of convergence where everybody, they have to believe that whatever you're occupying as a position in government is for the overall interest of the society and the people.
Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, South Nigeria, has since realized the many advantages of a clear collaborative relationship among these arms of government, and through his exemplary leadership style, articulated quality policies and programs that have set the state on the path of noticeable development.
As far as Delta State is concerned, the executive, the legislators, and the judiciary were cooperating very well. That is why you see that dividend of democracy is coming into Delta. There is no department or sector that is antagonizing each other.
Since he came to government, there is no rancor in our House of Assembly. In fact, he's an administrator. He's a peacemaker. One thing that makes a good administrator is performance. Have you seen anybody carry a black card against Okowa? No, because he's doing well.
Governor Okowa is building a stronger Delta on the strength of general societal harmony and collaboration with these various arms of government. Under his watch, as governor, Delta State has become a model in democratic governance. This can be traced to his people-oriented governance style aimed at promoting harmonious relationship amongst the arms of government, the civil service, and by extension, organized labor in the state. This all-inclusive approach to leadership is without prejudice to other policies adopted and implemented across board, with a binding force that unites government and the entire people of the state.
First and foremost, stronger Delta that we're enjoying today. It is overwhelming. It is to a great extent is inclusive, and we have achieved a lot of development, both infrastructures, capital development, and human resources.
The relationship between the executive and the legislature in Delta State have been very cordial, very rewarding one, and no doubt it has contributed to the stability of Delta State because they've been working together as one.
Prior to becoming governor in 2015, Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi Okowa held several positions of immense responsibility, during which he had close interactions with the people at the grassroots across the diverse ethnic groups in the state. This clear understanding obviously helped to shape his governance philosophy. Equipped with the knowledge of the sovereign power of the people, and in fulfillment of the solemn pledge to open up the political space to encourage more citizen participation in governance, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa took governance to the people in the 25 local government councils. And Just like in ancient Greece, the people at different town hall meetings took part in decision making and their voices were loud and clear.
Your Excellency, I want to thank you immensely for this visit, and I want to as well thank you for all the projects that have been listed by our subject, the one completed and the one ongoing. I want to reassure you of the total support of the Casa Traditional Rulers Council to the administration of Ifan Okowa, who is our governor, and to all the policies being put in place by Your Excellency.
The town hall meeting concept came on the basis of the need to build greater confidence and strengthen the existing partnership between the government, and that has contributed to the success of government programs and policies.
The women are very happy. We appreciate what you are doing in Homegrown Women. This empowerment, we are enjoying it because we have not seen a thing like this in Delta State. But when you came in, we are enjoying the empowerment of homegrown women. Daddy will say thank you.
We are proud of what you have done today. There are places that you can have this large number of people and it becomes so rowdy that no one is able to hear. But today we have conducted this town hall meeting peacefully, just as we have had in all other places we have gone. We are intelligent enough to make contributions, and I believe that your contributions will help to enrich the governance process in this state.
The inclusive nature of Okowa's governance philosophy was also visible in the manner he accords much respect to the doctrine of separation of powers. He has continued to maintain a healthy and very cordial relationship with the legislature, and this has made it possible for executive bills and appointments sent to the State House of Assembly to sail through with ease.
Charles Anyagu, we're happy for you. Somebody that has done very well. As a chief press secretary to the governor, you did very well. At this junction, kindly take a bow and leave.
There's a synergy between the legislature and the executive. The secret that you have a governor who also happens to be a legislator, who have been there as a senator, who happens to be the governor of the state. So he understands the dynamics of this relationship, and he has been able to manage it, and we have been able to manage the executive for us to be able to bring dividends of democracy to our people.
One key factor that has forged democratic harmony in the Okowa-led administration is his recognition of the traditional institution and the pivotal role they play in the state. He regularly consults the royal fathers to secure their buy-in on government programs.
In his wisdom, he decided to partner with royal fathers so that there could be even development in the state. And as you can see, a lot has been achieved. Because when you talk of communities, these are the areas that are manned by the royal fathers at the local government level.
It's very accommodating. He listens to everybody, both youth, both royal fathers. Anybody, give him a call and he picks my call once. That's the kind of leadership we are talking about.
Knowing fully well that no meaningful development can take place in the midst of chaos and the need for peace and harmony at the grassroots, the governor has often charged the royal fathers and traditional institutions to maintain the peace in their domain by synergizing with their subjects.
Delta State has lately become very peaceful, and I can lightly say that you played a great role in achieving that peace. For the unity of this state, we actually need the cooperation of our royal fathers, and you've been giving that to us. I'm truly very grateful.
We, the traditional rulers, are particularly happy because of not only his achievements on a general scale, but the particular attention he has given to traditional rulers in the state. He has done everything to make us happy.
To back up and support the role the traditional fathers bring into democratic harmony, the governor initiated meaningful peace building, which has calmed frayed nerves and encouraged warring communities to put away their swords and embrace dialogue. This deliberate policy has gone a long way to bring about peace and harmony in the state.
Governor Ifeanyi Okowa is not just a medical doctor from the way I'm looking at him. is equally a management expert because he's now diving into a conflict resolution. I really cannot thank him enough for what he's doing because he's the only governor I know has affected every community in Delta State.
Governor Okowa is a governor that we cannot even use our words to describe because it's an embodiment of peace.
Furthermore, the equitable spread of political appointments and projects has helped to reduce conflicts to the barest minimum. Driven by a deep sense of equity and justice, Governor Okowa employed equitable distribution of state resources to bring about close bonding and reduce hitherto mutual suspicion among the diverse people of Delta.
I do this in the name of the Father, Amen. Of the Son, Amen. Of the Holy Ghost.
Amen. All his promises, he always keep to it. Chain of the position, he touched all the ethnic group. He's a very good man, and we believe in him. I will go to work with him for his tenure to succeed because he's not a biased governor.
Since the creation of Delta State, he's the first governor that have evenly distributed appointment across board. When I say across board, I mean the Central, the South, and the Delta North.
The riverine communities which hitherto suffered dearth of critical infrastructure now see and feel development as the governor ensured projects are taken to the creeks despite the difficult terrain and high cost of execution.
Today, for the first time in the history of Delta State, development has gone to riverine areas where they spend billions of money, but the governor deemed it fit to go to places like Proto local government, Bomodi local government, Warri Southwest, Warri North, where there's a very bad terrain. But the governor went there and constructed roads, brought in markets, brought in so many things. So the people are happy with this administration.
Smart Delta. Show? Where these guys now?
See them.
Oh boy, we don't show.
Yes, so we don't enter town. The other guys, they front, they wait for us.
Now leave, now we dey carry o. Where you carry cutlass they go?
Bobby, everything don't cast. Now to the scatter. I don't know whether you get. I mean, they scatter just to the scatter everywhere.
Mr. Dan, abeg, excuse me. Una know say Delta State na very peaceful state, particularly since 5 years now, and this peace it don't help us fast track development. Our advice say make we not allow people from outside or even inside lead us into destroying our own state. That's one, no be protest again.
Oga, Delta State na our home. We not go fit destroy where we dey stay.
Yes, so make we put heads together and make sure say we know they do destructions.
Start the distraction. Delta State is our home.
Another conspicuous factor behind the many success of building a stronger Delta through democratic harmony, as testified by all and sundry, is Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi Okowa's commitment to human capital development. The strategic wealth creation project and provision of jobs for all Deltans has brought about the empowerment of thousands of young persons. These trained individuals in various enterprises have become employers of labor and job creators. This has snowballed into taking lots of persons off the streets in tandem with the Prosperity for All Deltans policy.
Our governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, has empowered us. Indeed, he has done very well. He has added value to youth of Delta.
In the aspect of the youth, the YAGEP program, the STEP program, the micro credit scheme, and many other programs that he introduced to a large extent has added value to lives of people.
Governor Ifeanyi Okowa clearly understands that no meaningful development can be achieved in a society that lacks a harmonious relationship between the administration and its workforce. Hence, the organized labor has been made to play relevant roles in the transformative strides of the administration. Speaking with the Smart Delta media in this regard, the state's head of service, Regional Bayoko, said Governor Okowa maintains a cordial work relationship with the state's workforce. He revealed that the governor pays priority attention to workers' welfare through the implementation of policies such as the sponsoring of civil servants for training in higher education, prompt payment of salaries and promotion.
The governor has been very responsive to the needs of the service. There have been this regularity in the payment of salaries. A large portion of the matters I treat here have to do with training of staff who want to improve themselves by going to higher institutions. People are given opportunities either from secondary to go to universities, those who are university to go for their masters, and many also pursuing postgraduate, all under the sponsorship of the state government and maintaining them in the payroll.
The chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress NLC Delta State, Comrade Goodluck of Obruku, also lauds the efforts of the governor towards impacting the lives of the workers positively.
The governor ensured that salaries were paid as at when due. The governor equally went on to train civil servants who were getting ready for retirement, train them on post-service life, how they can be useful to themselves and the society. The government has been fair and generous to workers in the state, and we commend the state government.
The state public servants also commend the Okowa-led administration for the fulfillment of obligations to the workers in the state.
Our amiable governor, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, has done well in every area that we think of. Is it in the area of prompt payment of salaries to civil servants, particularly the teachers?
I've personally worked under other governors, but I want to say, without mincing words, that since Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa came on board as the executive governor of Delta State, our relationship with him has been very, very cordial.
The multi-story state secretariat built by the administration will provide befitting and comfortable working environment for the workers, and many other strategic infrastructures will bring about synergy and harmony within the ranks of the state's workforce.
All the ministries in this state will be brought under this building. The time to move from one place to another, looking for one form of file or the other, you have to save that time to do some other good job.
The governor, having conquered the issue of prompt payment of salaries, also believed that a very conducive working environment is germane to the productivity of a worker. And what this building has also added to the state is that the average civil servant is going to become much more productive because the environment is conducive.
The democratic harmony Delta State enjoys today was there for all to see prior to the 2019 general elections, where all ethnic nationalities in the state spoke in one voice that Okowa is the right choice.
Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, the governor of Delta, is a peaceful person. He's interested in the unity of Delta.
Today, this bold step by Deltans is paying off across all the sectors in the state, especially amongst the workings of the three arms. The signing into law, the judicial and legislative autonomy bills are clear demonstrations of his unalloyed commitment to the growth and development of the judiciary and the legislature. This will ensure accountability, transparency, and efficiency in the discharge of their duties.
We're doing very well in terms of infrastructure. We must pass on these laws, give an approval and all that. So those are the things that is working for us, and it's working for the whole state. So there's a good relationship between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. So everything is working smoothly.
The House is highly autonomous, and even more to it, to attest more to that, is signing into bill the bill on the House of Assembly autonomy. As we speak presently in Delta State, that bill has been signed. We are seen as an autonomous house. We control our finances, that it's rare. It has given us a free hand.
The state prides itself with the building of one of the best facilities of Nigeria's Court of Appeal, situated right at the heart of Asaba, the state capital. This is just one amongst the several other courts situated in the state. In addition to the gigantic edifice ongoing at the moment to house the state's judiciary headquarters, this will no doubt bring about justice closer to the people.
It means a lot for justice
It means a lot for Nigeria, which means, of course, that we don't have to start taking appeals outside this division anymore.
It's a welcome development that we have such a beautiful building located here in the heart of Asaba. It goes well to show that His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa is working, and I must say that this is spectacular.
The governor didn't stop at that. The appointment of new judges was another icing on the cake. This will no doubt guide against granting frivolous injunctions, avoid frequent adjournments, and ensure speedy dispensation of justice.
To the new judges, I congratulate you on your hard-earned appointments. It's a fitting reward for your years of diligence, patience, and determination to excel. You have an obligation to see to it that justice is not only served, but it is also seen to be served so that the judiciary does not lose the confidence of the public from which it ultimately derives its authority.
We wish to thank very specially from the bottom of our hearts His Excellency the Governor for the leading role he played in the appointive process, which is culminating in a happy ending today.
The concerted efforts of the legislature is also evident in the state, as this arm of government has passed laws that have enabled the establishment of agencies that help improve government activities. The Delta State Capital Territory Development Agency, Delta State Warri Uwie and Environs Development Agency, Job and Wealth Creation are some of its creations.
Delta is a cosmopolitan environment. We have looked at laws that are obsolete, we've repealed them, and we've also initiated moves led by His Excellency the Governor to get laws enacted by the House of Assembly which would impact positively on our society.
These reforms are further extended to rehabilitation and welfare of correctional centers across the state. Although these centers are the exclusive responsibilities of the federal government, Governor Okowa has continued to render help. The rebuilding of the collapsed perimeter fencing at the Warri Correctional Center readily comes up.
The disaster that really happened here on 23rd March was just a miracle. We thank God there was no casualty, no escape. I want to thank the governor that when this issue happened, he sent a team of qualified engineers to the site without wasting time.
In the same vein, wife of the governor, Dame Edith Okowa, through her O5 initiative, has made prison visitation and provision of facilities that meets the needs of inmates a major focus of her programs. In this regard, she has intervened in Ogwashoku, Sapele, Abo, Kwale and Warri prisons regularly.
The Controller General of Correction is very impressed for her kind gesture and her magnanimity to the less privileged. She's not only a mother of the state, she is a mother of the nation generally. I say kudos to her.
Delta State has also become a safe haven for property developers as the bill to prohibit forceful entry and illegal occupation of property, violent and fraudulent conduct in relation to public and private landed property is being enforced.
The property developers in Delta State have already started enjoying the State Public and Private Properties Protection Bill 2018, which his executive governor has signed into law.
Ever since they enacted that law in the Delta State House of Assembly and the governor gave his assent, we the developers we have been enjoying it. We no longer have all these youths coming to disturb our side, unnecessary levies, all sorts of that.
With the tangible developmental strides of the Okowa-led administration, Deltans say they are happy and are reassured that Governor Ifeanyi Okowa will yet deliver better dividends even as they anticipate a stronger Delta.
The feedback segment. Question of the day.
My question to the state government is, what is the punishment for those contravening the state, private and public properties protection bill? Are there task force assigned to ensure that this bill is being enforced and the developers are being protected within the state?
Thank you, Henrietta, for your question. Under the law, is 10 years imprisonment
or a fine of 1 million naira for persons who infringe. We're talking of categories of persons who forcefully enter land, those who write false petitions, as well as those who demand forcefully for money from developers. His Excellency has appointed somebody in charge of the implementation of this law, and they have the Private and Property Protection Office. So if there are complaints should be laid there. Also in the Ministry of Justice, we are prosecuting some persons across the state.
It's important to get informed about what is going on in this state. If you're going to pass suggestions to us as government, your suggestions will be welcome. To know more about the Smart Delta team, follow Smart Delta on their various links.
Text your questions to 09016652274 or send with the hashtag active to all our social media platforms.
You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta. Make the youth say them highlight Okowa. I see good roads everywhere in Delta. Make the people say them cola. Come live in Delta. Say me I say, come invest in Delta. Come explore the potentials of our state.